Tariff guarantees. So yes, you can lock into a tariff. This is quite a fundamental change. So you go through a preliminary accreditation process, you apply to the RHI and say, this is what I'm going to do, is what I'm going to be doing acceptable? They come back with a stamp and say, yes, we will pay you if you get on and do this project. And that's as far as it's gone. Now we're going to move that one stage further to say that if you need it for projects that are very capital heavy, then we will allow you to apply to have your tariff locked in, so that you've got a little bit of security when you've got to go to your finance house, or the rate will be there when you come to making your project happen. The technologies that get that, it is biomass boilers, but greater than 1 megawatt. I think the feeling is that the sub 1 megawatt market's been quite happy existing without tariff guarantees for the last 5 years. Why does it need tariff guarantees now? But the bigger biomass projects haven't happened, and maybe tariff guarantees has been a barrier to that. So tariff guarantees is something for large biomass. Also geothermal projects. I know there was looking at geothermal in and around Offanem, and one of the things that the growers around there wanted was, is this going to happen? And if it does happen, are we going to get paid? So geothermal is one, and I know there's quite a lot of moves to keeping that supported. Biogas, AD plants, ground source heat pumps greater than only 100 kilowatts, would you believe? Ground source heat pumps at 100 kilowatt size, they don't actually look particularly big or expensive, but actually they haven't really been taken up as much as the government would like. So maybe they're trying to remove a barrier to these projects by putting a tariff guarantee in place. And also for solid biomass combined unit power, where the projects are ever more complicated. You've suddenly got an interaction with electricity that you hadn't got before. You've got to put a generator in, and you've probably got to put a slightly bigger boiler with slightly higher temperatures that's going to be more expensive. So a tariff guarantee process could work quite nicely for that. One of the principles behind that is, yes, you can say your commissioning date will be whatever you like. However, you need to be commissioned within the 6 months of that date. So otherwise you lose your tariff guarantee, you lose your tariff, you've just got to apply like anyone else, and there may be no scheme to apply to. So you've got to commission within 6 months of your stated date. You've got to provide all sorts of business security and proof that the directors are going to sign off the project, and we're close to financial close, and all those sorts of rules around making sure this project is actually going to happen. The thing with tariff guarantees is when it comes to looking at how much budget is going to be allocated, they count towards budget allocation, even though they have not happened and no money has been paid out yet. So they want to make sure that these projects are actually going to happen. Otherwise, you're reserving budget that maybe someone else could have used more usefully, especially if you end up not doing your project at all. And of course, the end of the scheme, 31st of December 2019, if you've not got commissioned by then, there's no scheme to apply to, regardless of whether you've got a tariff guarantee or not. They can be taken away from you if you decide that actually your project looks completely different. And when you go to apply, they say, oh, well, actually, that's not what you said you were going to do, and therefore your tariff guarantee doesn't apply any longer, or if you've misled them.